They told me there were no tables left. Not loudly, not angrily, just confidently. The kind of confidence people use when they're sure you don't matter. I remember standing there for a second longer than necessary, my hand still on the door handle, letting the words sink in. The room behind her was full, warm light, low voices, silverware clinking, the smell of butter and wine hanging in the air. Laughter drifted past me like I wasn't even part of the same reality. "No tables tonight," the hostess said again, tilting her head slightly, eyes already sliding past me toward the couple behind me. "You can try somewhere else." I smiled, not because it was funny, but because I'd learned a long time ago that silence when chosen is a kind of power. I stepped aside. Let the couple pass. Watched them get seated immediately. That's when it hit me. Not anger, not shock, just that old familiar ache. The one that says, "Oh, this again." I didn't look like what they expected. No flashy watch, no suit screaming money, just a clean jacket, simple shoes, nothing that begged for permission. I'd come straight from a long day, and honestly, I didn't feel like explaining myself to anyone. So I didn't. I took a seat on a bench near the entrance, pretending to scroll my phone while really just listening, watching, feeling the room breathe without me. People don't realize how much they reveal when they think you're invisible. The hostess leaned in toward the manager, whispered something, laughed softly. He glanced over at me, not directly, just enough to register disapproval, and nodded. Decision made. Case closed. I'd seen that look before, in airports, in meetings, in places where worth is measured in appearance and assumption. What they didn't know, what I didn't offer, was that I'd chosen this place, that I'd argued over the layout, that I'd approved the lighting because I wanted people to feel relaxed, not judged, that the music playing overhead had once been a debate that lasted 3 hours in a conference room. I didn't remind them, because this wasn't just about me anymore. Sitting there, I thought about how many people had probably walked out of this restaurant feeling smaller than they walked in. How many had been told no without ever being told why? How many had swallowed it the way I was doing now and carried it home like a bruise no one else could see? I felt the urge to stand up, to clear my throat, to say something sharp and satisfying. Instead, I waited. Time stretches differently when you're being ignored. Seconds get louder, thoughts get heavier. A server brushed past me and muttered, "We're full," without even looking down. A couple glanced at me, then away, like discomfort was contagious. And somewhere in the middle of all that quiet dismissal, something inside me settled. This wasn't humiliation. It was a test. Eventually, the manager walked over. Late 30s, confident posture, practiced smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Sir," he said, voice smooth, rehearsed, "we really are at capacity tonight." I looked up at him. Really looked. Not with anger, with curiosity. "I understand," I said. "Can I ask you something?" He sighed, barely noticeable, but it was there. "Make it quick." I nodded. Who makes the call when exceptions are made? That caught him off guard. Just a fraction. He hesitated. "I do," he said finally. "Okay," I replied, "then I'll wait." He frowned. "Wait for what?" "For you to finish," I said calmly. "Because right now you're still talking." People nearby started paying attention. Not obviously, just enough. The kind of attention that makes a room shift its weight. The manager straightened. "I don't appreciate the tone." "I'm not giving you one," I said. "I'm just standing here." Silence landed between us. Then his radio crackled. Someone from the back asked a question. A logistical thing. Something about a reservation. I answered it. Not loudly, not to show off, just correctly. Both of them stared at me. The manager blinked. "How do you know that?" I smiled again, this time softer. "Because I was there when the decision was made." He laughed once, short and sharp. "Right." That's when the hostess looked at my face again. Really looked. Her expression changed, not recognition exactly, more like unease. I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone. No drama, no big reveal. I made one call. The voice on the other end answered immediately. Used my first name. The manager's smile faded. His shoulders dropped a fraction. I didn't put the call on speaker. I didn't need an audience. I just listened, nodded once, and ended it. Then I looked at him. "Would you like to continue this conversation privately?" I asked, "or here?" The room had gone quiet. Not silent, just attentive. Like a movie theater right before something happens. His mouth opened, closed. "Privately," he said. We stepped aside. Just a few feet, but it felt like crossing a line he didn't know existed. "I'm not here to embarrass you," I said. "I'm here to understand why this keeps happening." He swallowed. I didn't know." "I know," I replied. "That's the problem." I told him who I was, simply, without titles, without flourish. He went pale. The hostess's hands started shaking. No one got fired that night, not on the spot. That wouldn't have fixed anything. But the truth did what it always does when it arrives unannounced. It rearranged the room. Apologies came, awkward, late, uncomfortable. I didn't accept them or reject them. I just listened. Then I did the one thing they didn't expect. I left. No speech, no lecture. Just a nod and the sound of my footsteps fading toward the door. Outside, the air felt different, cooler, honest. I stood there for a moment, breathing, feeling the quiet settle back into my body. Power isn't loud. It doesn't need witnesses, and it definitely doesn't need revenge. What stayed with me wasn't the disrespect, it was how easy it had been, how casual, how practiced. That's the part people don't talk about. It's not the moment someone tells you no. It's how comfortable they are doing it. I didn't win that night by proving who I was. I won by refusing to shrink even when they tried to make me invisible. And I've thought about it a lot since then. So let me ask you this. When someone loses respect for you the moment they think you have nothing, does money change how people see you? Or does it just reveal who they've been all along?